Hello and welcome back to Sky Factory 4 with me, FoxyNoTail, here on the Sky Factory 4 server, and I am going to tick off an advancement very early on in this video. We've got this advancement here called Hogtied, which says craft a cobblestone mud bucket, which you can feed to a pig to transform it into a resource hog. Well, we do have a pig now trapped in our area. We've only got one, so we can't breed them. And we've got all of the ingredients we need to make a mud bucket. So let's make a mud bucket. Let's go and find ourselves a piggy, which I believe there's one right here. And let's make ourselves a resource hog, whatever that means. So we just got to feed this to the pig. There we go. And there we go. Look, a cobblestone pig. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I've got absolutely no idea at all. But what I do know is that has ticked that off this book, which means the only things we need to tick off this book now are the oink tree and the donut sapling, or dough. So bacon sapling and the donut sapling. How hard could it be? The bacon sapling. It requires bacon, sugar, and an apple sapling. We have an apple sapling. We have sugar. We don't have bacon. You get bacon from a manual chopping block using a cooked pork chop and an axe. That sounds pretty easy. Alternatively, we could put it in an automatic chopping block, or we could grow it on a tree. Yeah, I think we're just going to get a chopping block, see if we can get ourselves a pig, and yeah, let's make some bacon. A donut sapling, on the other hand, is the same ingredients but with donuts, which you get from cooked dough, which you get from wheat and a bucket of water. We can do that one now. In front of me, I have many wheats. I also have a bucket which I can fill with water. And over here is a crafting table that I can use to make 8 dough balls. I can then put my dough balls in the oven. I can take the cooked dough out of the oven and I can put it on a crafting table and make myself a donut. Well, it actually makes 4, which is absolutely fantastic, which means I only need to do that once in order to make myself... Oh, jeez, do I really need... There we go, a donut sapling. Amazing. And a spare donut as well for lunch. Now, the list of ingredients for the chopping block is difficult for me, but I will just about manage to do it. There we go. We've made ourselves a chopping block. Let's put those ingredients away. Let's put the chopping block down over near where the animals are. And we're going to need an axe, which we've got. I don't know if that axe is any good, though, because it's technically... Yeah, that's technically not the right type. But now we need a pig. And the problem is we've got all of the... Oh, we've got sheep now. Yeah, we've got all of these other animals here, but our pig we turned into a cobblestone pig. So I don't know if that pig is any good to us anymore. But what I have just noticed, because we've got all of the other animals, is it is a good point now for me to get my wheat out and breed these sheep. It's going to be very useful for us to have sheep. We might as well breed the cows, get some more babies on the way. And while we're here, we might as well grab ourselves some seeds as well and breed a couple of the chickens. Keep these babies coming. Yes, please. Now the pig... This pig here has done something. It has produced an item. It's produced a truffle. We break it? How do we break it? Do we use a... what do we use to break the truffle? Whoa! A shovel. Pig. Look out for that hole, mate. Someone broke a hole in the floor. Jeez. Excuse me, chicken. Excuse me. Right, I have some repair work. First of all, I'm going to finally put a bit of bush there. It's been missing all of this time. Then I'm going to get this dirt, and I'm going to fill that hole in there, and I'm going to till it again. Not that I don't think it really needs tilling, but I'm going to. And that bit there as well. And this pig, I could... what does it say? Cannot dig here, no diggable block dirt. What? Oh, the pig needs to dig in order to find the stuff. Right, so I guess we need to move this pig somewhere where it's got its own little patch of dirt then. Right. Come on, pig. We're going on a journey, me and you. Okay, I've got myself a lead, which is going to be a lot handier than sliding the pig around, and I have myself a new area where our pig friend is going to live. So if you could make your way over here, please, Mr. Piggy, around the trader's thing and up into your own little dirt field. I'm sure you will enjoy living here in such comfort and bliss. Now, it doesn't say, it can dig for truffles. This is good news. So I guess we'll leave Little Pig to it, and we will be back later on to see what Little Pig has found us. Now, I'm going to assume that he's going to find cobblestone truffles, and this is another way of getting cobblestone, which we don't really need, but I'm looking forward to investigating it anyway. Now, we still need that oink tree, which means we do need another pig, and I'm not sure we're going to be getting any more passive mobs spawning now that we've got all of these ones here. So I don't know how we're going to get another pig. Apparently, with a dirt acorn, some seeds and a carrot, we can make pig seeds? Can we grow a pig? What do you do with pig seeds? We need to investigate. I have all of those things. Dirt, acorn, check. Seeds, check. Carrot, check. Carrot, seeds, dirt acorn, pig seeds. Does that grow a pig? Can I put pig seeds in the grass? I can. I can plant pig seeds in the grass. It is 0% growth. Can I grow it with bone meal? I have 3 pieces of bone meal. Can we bone meal it? We can. Look at that. 42% growth. 57% mature. Have we just grown a baby pig? Really? Or is it just a... No way. We've just grown a pig. It suddenly occurred to me that there is a way around getting all of this wood that we don't want. Now, I was thinking today I'm going to be coming up with some sort of pipey storage solution to get rid of it. But realistically, the easiest thing to do is to just rearrange these chests so it can't actually get in there. So what I'm going to do is we mostly want the resin. The acorns are sort of semi-good for us. If I rearrange the chest so nothing else can go in there apart from the things that we want, so we obviously want the coal nuggets, we want a few saplings, and then we want the acorns and the resin. We don't want the leaves, we don't want sticks, we don't want wood. Now, there shouldn't be anything else that can go in there, but as the tree grows each time, it still should put items in there. We've got 8 acorns there, and we've got 3 coal resin there. Let's see what happens next time the tree grows. 8 and 3, 11 and 4. So yeah, that works. Amazing. Okay, so now I need to rearrange literally every single one of these again. Oh, jeez. Finally, all of the cupboards are completely sorted out. You can see there are a lot of items on the floor despawning there that we no longer need, which is absolutely great. And hopefully throughout that time, our new pigs will have grown. It has been an incredibly long time. Looks like they're still growing. That one's nearly there. So, I don't know. We could really do with some cooked pork chops at this point. I'm going to give this pig a bit of a whack. And hopefully we shall get some nice tasty pork chops from it. Sorry, piggy. There we go. We got 1. Is that all we got? We now need to cook it. And then we can make our bacon. Yes. The pork chop is cooked. It is time to put it on the chopping block and see what happens. So if we put that on there and then just, I guess, use an axe on it somehow. I don't know how this works. Oh, chopping. We're nearly there. Look, 85. There we go. 100. 2 pieces of bacon. That's all we got. I think we actually need 3. So we're really going to have to wait for a couple of more of these pigs to grow. However, I do have some carrots. So I wonder if I can grow these things with carrots. No, it does need to be bone meal. However, bone meal is coming through relatively quicker now. We've got none in there. I can put that string away. But now that we've organised our bone meal a little bit better, yeah, we don't have very many at all. We've got... Oh, stop putting stuff I don't want in there in. Jeez. We've got 3 pieces. 3 pieces might be enough to grow 1 pig. Jeez. Well, it's not... Oh, jeez. It's going to take ages. Okay, the bone meal was able to grow both pigs. And now I'm going to use these carrots to try and make this pig fully grown. Which I can't because I've run out of carrots. Can I get more carrots, please? No, there's not that many really ready to grow. Okay, we're going to have to wait a little while for the pigs. That's absolutely fine. While we're out here, let's see if our truffle pig has found any truffles. He has not. You are a useless pig. Pig, you are rubbish. Jeez. We got pork chops in here. I didn't even notice. Brilliant. Let's get them cooked. Well, the good news is we can use our Tinker's axe to do this. But it does nearly break the chopping block when we've finished. Right, we now have quite a lot of bacon. 26 pieces. This is good news. We are going to go and make ourselves a bacon sapling if I can remember how. I don't want to lead, thank you. I want me bacon, mate. The bacon sapling is sugar, apple, and bacon. We got this. Going to our new, very nicely done apple tree cupboard, we can grab ourselves an apple sapling. Look at all those apples we got, it's ridiculous. And then we just need one piece of sugar, which we've got many of in here. We can't even fit... Oh, I've got bonsai pots in there for some reason. There we go. We now have everything nicely put away as well. Go to our crafting table, hit that bacon sapling button. There we go. We have a bacon sapling, and we also got the You Win achievement because if we go to our book, we have done all of the things on that page. Does that mean I've completed Sky Factory 4? Have I won? Did I win the game? I'm only on episode 4, mate. Jeez. I thought we'd get a prize. We didn't even get a prize. I thought we would. However, maybe the prize is going to be the tasty bacon that comes from the bacon tree. I doubt it, but it could be. You never know. Our bacon chest is now all set up and ready to go, which means that we now should be able to get rid of those weird berry things and live on bacon, and hopefully that will give us a little bit better saturation from now on. Those, bacons are going to be growing in there nice and regularly. We've got loads of donuts in the donut one already. This is good news. This is very, very good news. So even though according to the advancements thing we have completed the game, let's not look at all the other things we haven't done yet, but let's assume we've completed the game, I still want to look into these saplings because there's a lot more of these that we haven't got yet, namely Netherrack Sapling, Glowstone, Cobalt, which will be really good for us, Ardite, Osmium, and the Prosperity Sapling as well. All of these need to be grown. The first one's going to be really easy. We've already got all of those ingredients, so we can make the Netherrack Sapling already. I don't know why we want to be generating Netherrack, but, you know, that's one ticked off the list. The next one, the Glowstone Sapling, is also going to be really easy for us. I have, however, run out of blaze powder, but I have also just found that we could have saved ourselves a lot of death in the last episode going to the nether, because you can make blaze powder by jumping up and down on netherrack in a crushing tub, which is of course why I'm stood over here. I'm going to put that into there, and I'm just going to, oh, look at that, free blaze powder. Oh dear, I feel silly now. But silliness aside, that does mean we can quite easily make the Glowstone Sapling, which one of its byproducts is actually blaze powder, which is absolutely fantastic news. If we look at what that grows, look, you can get blaze powder from it. Now, interestingly enough, it's called a Glowstone Sapling. It doesn't produce any glowstone. However, I'm sure we can make the glowstone from these. We can, look, yeah, absolutely. The Cobalt Sapling is going to be tricky because it requires a lot of things that we don't have yet. The Ardite one is going to be even more tricky because it requires a nether star. However, the Osmium one looks like it's potentially tricky because it requires osmium. But apparently, with a melter and some bacon and some perithium stuff, or basically just something to cook it with, we can make osmium. Now, that does say osmium type bacon. How do we get osmium type bacon? It looks like it's from the Resource Hogs pack, so that's not going to be an easy one for us to do at all, actually, by the looks of things. So how else are we going to get hold of osmium? Well, it's either got to come from the Resource Hogs, or the Resource Hogs, or we've got to find it somewhere, so maybe that's travelling to another dimension. The Prosperity Sapling requires a Cobalt Sapling, which, as we've already discovered, is impossible for us to get because it needs Ardite, which needs a Nether Star, which means killing the Wither. Jeez. Wait a minute! We can absolutely get a Cobalt Sapling because we went to the Nether and got Cobalt, which means we can multiply it. Multiply, it's not even a word, mate. We can smelt it down into the molten liquid, pour it on a purple slime sapling, and get ourselves a Cobalt Sapling. Why are we not doing that? I don't know. Let's do this. We've got purple saplings. Let's grab our Cobalt and let's make ourselves yet another sapling. Jeez. The Cobalt is cooked. I am now going to flick it over, pour it onto our sapling, and we should now be getting ourselves our very first Cobalt Sapling. This is good news. And there we go. We have Cobalt. We can now be growing a whole new material, and Cobalt is pretty good. Let's watch it grow. Oh, it's massive, mate. Look at it growing. Just sorting out the Netherrack Sapling tree as well, and that also gives us nether quartz, which is absolutely fantastic. Just organising these drawers here so we can maximise what we're getting, and we have got a couple of bits of blaze powder already, and now we should have some cobalt bits and bobs. Now we don't want all that rubbish, we do obviously want to be collecting the good stuff. Good news! So the other way of getting an Ardite sapling would be to pour Ardite onto a magma slime sapling. Now we have those, but how do we get Ardite? Again, we've been to the nether and we managed to grab a material which we can smelt down into Ardite ore. We actually got Ardite ore. So we can do that one as well, which means, turn around, we need an orange slime sapling. Let's grab one of those. Let's go and grab our Ardite ore. There it is, look, skipping past, skipping well past all of the wither bits in order to progress. This is amazing. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but we've now got Manilium as well, which is something I actually wanted, but not something I expected. I think it's either mixed with our molten obsidian that was already in there, or there was a tiny little bit of cobalt in there that I was trying to drag out. Only 1 ingot's worth. So yeah, it looks like maybe it is the cobalt that it mixes with. Let's put 1 more cobalt ingot in there. I don't want to lose too much of the Ardite. Let's pop that in there and let it smelt and see if we get more of this Manilium. Now, I need to pour the right stuff onto our sapling. So let's select the Ardite. Let's select that, and here we go. We are now getting our first Ardite sapling. This is good news. And there it is, cooked. Let's go and put it on the next little tree thing that we've got here. This is fantastic news. We're now growing an Ardite sapling. Now this Manilium, I don't know. This stuff is actually useful for one of the recipes I was looking at earlier, and we've made some of that. It is mixing, yeah, it is the cobalt mixes with the Ardite in order to make that. Or maybe it mixed with the obsidian. No, it must have been the Ardite. And there we go, look, molten cobalt and molten Ardite do create that, which I'm trying to find a use for at the moment, and it looks like we can make a Manilium sharpening kit, and we can obviously make all of the tinker stuff out of that as well, which would be very powerful, I imagine. And we can turn it into singularities. But other than that, it's not all that useful other than making a little bit of armor or making some Manilium seeds, which would be good for our mystical agriculture, which is something I want to get into. So, I guess maybe we just pour ourselves out a couple of ingots of it for now, and we'll just keep it for spares, mate. One of the reasons we were getting into quartz and the quartz saplings was because I really want to start getting into some automated storage. And on this mod pack, there are 2 main types from what I can see. There is something called network storage, which is what I've never dealt with before, and the other one is called, I believe it's applied energistics, possibly? Yeah, applied energistics. Now, I have never done this before as part of a series, but I have played with applied energistics before as part of a mod pack in my spare time quite a long time ago, so I have done all of this stuff before. So, because I've never done storage networks, I thought I would at least give it a go. And the first thing that I think we probably should craft is a storage network master, because this is the heart of the network and we only need 1 per network, and we can pretty much make this now. We need blocks of quartz, which obviously we can produce. We need a diamond, which obviously we have. And we need storage cables, which are really, really easy to make. Just iron and stone slabs. Now, I have already been cooking up some stone slabs. We've got a whole bunch of stone here, and we've got a whole bunch of stone slabs there, so I can make those really easily. We also have a whole bunch of iron from the iron trees we've been producing, so let's make some storage cables. There we go, we've made 6 quartz blocks, which means we can, of course, make our first network storage master. Now, I've no idea what I do with this, but at least I know I've got one. Going to the advancements, it does say Master Blaster, craft a simple storage network master block. This block acts as the brain of the storage system and needs to be placed to work correctly. So we've got one of those, we've got the cables, now we need a remote, a simple storage network request block, and a simple storage network controller block. How hard could it be? Well, the request block is ridiculously easy. Look at that, that's absolutely crazy. Gold, crafting table, check. Got one of those, amazing. And now the controller, lapis. We've got, processing cables. Now we're getting a little bit more tricky. Okay, an observer. Well, that's going to be nice and easy, isn't it? Cobble, redstone, 3 observers, gold nuggets we can make. Now we can make a whole bunch of those. We'll make 8. And now that means with a little bit of obsidian and some lapis, we can make our first one of those as well. We happen to have a little bit of obsidian here, and we've got a little bit of lapis there as well. We can obviously make more lapis from the lapis trees that we've got. We can make a controller. We now have a controller, a request block, and the storage master, and a load of cable as well. But how does it all work? Let's see if we can figure it out. Oh, and we need a remote as well, don't we? Which is storage import cable. Okay. Which is a hopper and those things. We've got a few hoppers kicking about in one of these chests somewhere. There we go. Let's make some storage import cables then. There we go. So export cable, we'll have a bunch of those as well, please. Storage cable, now the remote. We've got a simple storage remote and a storage remote. What's the difference? Don't know. I'm going to go for one of those. There we go. We've got a remote. So we've now ticked off all of those things in there. So I guess that means we can make a storage system out of those things. And I'm assuming we use the cables to connect to all of these things in order to like move things in and out. So we really should find a place to actually put this storage system. Now I'm going to put it here for now temporarily, but I'm also going to sleep because this rain is absolutely horrible. Okay, so we've got a network master. Let's get rid of that torch for a minute. Let's put the controller down. Let's put a request table down. And it's got 2 connections. I have no idea what any of these things do. There's lots of stuff going on here. Jeez, and I've got a remote, which does nothing. Oh, I can now click on the remote. I guess that's now linked. So how do I put stuff into the storage system then? Do I need to link it up with these export cables and these data cables? Well, this seems slightly confusing, so I'm going to start again. I'm going to get my main controller here. I'm going to put my request table next to it there, and I'm going to move that torch so that I can put my network master there. Now that says it's connected to a controller and a request table, so it can see all of those things. So now I've got all of these different types of pipes. I should be able to connect different types of things to it. I've got my remote, which I believe I need to click on that so that I can actually access it, which is great. But I don't really want to use my remote right now. I want to figure out how all of this works. So let's grab a chest. And the reason we want a chest is basically because a chest is an inventory, and I believe this thing can talk to different inventories. So we can't put items directly in it. We can't put items in it that way, but we can put items in there to craft them. Now we've got sort direction, sort by name. We've got the search thing enabled, which is that thing on the side. So we've got a lot of options there, and we get this. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. We get the same options if we use the controller, but we can't put items directly into it. Looking at the wiki, there is another cable that I haven't looked at which connects other inventories. It's this one here, so I actually need some chests and some more of these storage cables to make the storage link cable. So that's probably where I was going wrong. So now we need to use all of that many woods we've got to make many chests so that we can make many storage link cables. Wow, I made a lot. I don't think I meant to make that many. It's fine. Extra's not a problem. We got this. So now if I put a storage link cable on this box here, now that should technically be connected. I guess input and output, output only, input and output. Okay, so if I now click on my remote, do I have anything in there? I do. I can access the wood and I can get it out of there, and I can put it back in as well. So on my remote, if I was to put my quartz in there, it goes in this chest. Oh, this is wonderful news. So I guess what I need to do now is add my link cables on the back of every single one of these storage drawers like this, and then attach that to that there. However, I know these are not storage drawers, these are crates. I don't actually want these crates anymore. I'm going to get rid of these crates because they were only temporary. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a system using facades and cables where these pipes are actually sat on top of these trees. But I need to make sure this is going to work. So I'm going to take our donut tree. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm holding it. I'm walking with it. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm going to put it there for a second. I'm going to put a storage cable or a link cable just there like that. I'm going to grab our tree again and I'm going to put it on that link cable. Now that has connected I want to see when I click on that, are the items going to go into the chest once that has grown? They are. They're going straight into the storage system, which means they've gone straight. Oh, they're not in that chest though. Are they? Is that got its own self-inventory? Where have they gone to? I mean, it doesn't matter if they're just going to store themselves inside there. That's absolutely fine, but we really do need them going somewhere. The numbers changed. I think they're just staying inside. They're not actually going anywhere. Well, maybe then we might need an export cable on that. And with the export cable, we can get rid of that because that doesn't need to be that. We can just put a normal cable in there. The export cable, what we kind of need to do is tell it what we do want coming out of there and what we don't. So now those items should hopefully come out of there. If we put an import cable onto that chest there, hopefully, if I figured these things out right, those items will go through there. Let me just take those out of there for a second. Doing a little bit more reading, it does seem very much like we cannot do it that way. We do need those going into an inventory still. So I think we're just going to use chests and we're going to see if we can hide them in a way. So imagine we've got a row of our link cables at the bottom here like this. On top of those link cables, we're going to have the chests. Oh, I suppose we could have them in front. It doesn't have to be on top, but just for the sake of this, going to be... Oh, we can't have them next to each other, can we? Oh, jeez. Okay, we're not going to use chests for this at all. Now, I'm not going to use filing cabinets for this because the filing cabinets are actually quite laggy, apparently. Well, we've got loads of them here. I want to try and avoid those, although they're technically cabinets and not filing cabinets. Let me just check. They're from Rustic. Filing cabinets are from Real Filing Cabinet Mod. So actually, yeah, we don't want those. We're going to stick with the cabinets then. They're absolutely fine. Oh, jeez. We're making a mess here, mate. But I could really do with just an inventory that's quite small. I guess since we've got an abundance of sticks as well, and we've got a reasonable amount of iron, and we're making more iron, we can always use some trap chests instead, which I didn't really want to do, but I guess this will be okay. So there we go. We've now got a bunch of trap chests and a bunch of normal chests. So back to this design then. Eventually we'll get there. So we got chest, trap chest, chest. They're all linked into these, and then we'll have our plants. Oh, geez, I don't want to put that on top of it. I want to hold my plant, mate. We'll have our plants on top of those. We're going to connect those things with a cable to our storage network, and now our storage network should see the items in this chest here. But then we can also, I believe, suck out the items we don't want in there with these import and export cables. So if I have another chest over here with an import cable on there, and I have an export cable, I don't know, I guess just somewhere coming off of our network, and then link both of those things up. In fact, maybe the export cable is going to have to actually be on the inventory we want to export from. So let's just bring that over here for a second. Let's bring this cable round here for a second. And now we want to actually just export from this, the wood. So let's click on that. We'll get rid of all of those. And we just want to export the wood. And then on this one, we want to import wood. So can we take some of the wood out of there? Like that, and put that into our import filter, and will that then push the wood into that chest? I thought that would work. Perhaps I'm thinking about this the wrong way round. Perhaps if I grab my export cable, the items are technically already in the system. If I put my export cable on there and then put the wood on there, will that then export? Yes, it will. So that's now gonna take all of those wood items out of that chest, and it's going to take them into there. Okay, I understand how this works now. It's backwards from how my brain thought it was going to be. That makes life a lot easier for us, because then we can have another chest on top of that one with an export cable on there, and we could say put sticks inside of that like that, and then that's just going to fill up with all of the sticks that's in the system. So if we put those sticks back in there, they're going to end up in there, which is going to free up all of the space in the chest below here for all of the other stuff. This is good news. Now, the one downside to this storage system that I can see is that there's no way of having just like a massive bulk storage system there. It's only going to monitor what's actually in your inventories, which does mean we would need to keep things like this in order to keep all of our individual items in there, which is a little bit of a shame. That's a little bit limiting, really. What I really liked about the other storage system, the Applied Energistics ones, if you actually got storage cards. So you basically got these cards here that actually store the items digitally for you, so you don't need a massive storage system like we've got behind us. With the system we're building now, although it's called a simple storage system, it is going to in fact require many crates or chests for every single item we want to store, which is not really how I want to do this. Before we go down the rabbit hole of Applied Energistics though, there is the other storage one, which is barrels, drums, storage and more, and that's got a few interesting things in here, but I'm not 100% sure how this works, so it's maybe worth looking at that before we jump into something else. Now, we've already made the crates. It's easy enough to make the barrels, but what about these metal crates? They require iron plates, which means doing casting. And what's all of this stuff? Well, can we add upgrades to the actual chests themselves? It looks like we can, and void upgrades as well. What's an uninstall upgrade? Oh, that actually uninstalls the upgrades, I see. Well, hang on a minute. It still would mean having these drawers though, or these crates, but using these, we can upgrade the amount we can actually store inside of those. But no, we're not going to go down that route. We're going to go with the Applied Energistics route. Yep, doing that. And I guess the way we start that is with the advancement book. So I guess the first thing we're going to need is probably a silicon press and many materials in order to do that. Jeez, this is... oh man, why? So we're going to need an inscriber, and the way we're going to get one of those is by going down a long rabbit hole of getting these Fluix crystals. Now, we don't need the pure ones, we can get these ones, and we can actually get these using an alloy furnace with our mineral chunks, which we've got, and some redstone. So we're going to need an alloy furnace. And an alloy furnace requires basic plating, bricks, copper solenoids, a furnace, and some redstone. Basic plating is lead and graphite dust. Graphite dust requires the manufacturing box, which we've got, with crushed coal, which we don't have, or graphite ingots. Crushed coal comes from coal ore, or grinding up coal on our grinder. Gee whiz, or a crusher. We need to get automated. We really need to start getting automated here, which means we're going to need electricity. And we're going to, I think, go down the mechanism route. Jeez. A mechanism crusher requires a basic control circuit, some steel casing, and some obsidian buckets. Jeez. Basically buckets of lava. The steel casing is just glass with steel ingots and osmium ingots, which we can't get. So we can't do crushers. So the manufactories we've already created, these are nice and easy to make. We can make a whole bunch of these, but we are going to need a better power supply. The thing is, we've got one of these things running around the corner here, creating sand. And in all that time it's been running, it's made almost no sand because the generator above it just is not giving us enough power to produce stuff quickly enough. So we need a better way of generating RF. There are quite a lot of different generators in this mod pack. We've got things like wind generators, we've got these petrified fuel generators from Industrial Foregoing, we've got the simple generators mob with all of these in there. I'm not sure what's going to give us the best results, so I'm going to bake a whole bunch of these and see what we get from them. Jeez. So the first one on our list is a simple combustion generator, which I'm assuming is going to require something like lava in order to combust it. So let's grab a bucket of lava, let's chuck it in there, and let's see if it creates any more fuel than the other things. It's not actually producing anything. Okay, they burn combustible solid fuels to generate energy. These fuels can include furnace fuels and others. Now I just tried to put in lava, but it's not having any of it. I has me an idea. Part 1 of my free fuel plan is to have 2 oak saplings growing in this brown mulch going into the storage drawers, meaning the only items we're going to get from those is oak wood. Out of the back of that, I am going to bring back our storage network to life. I'm going to put a couple of storage link cables on the back there like that, and I am going to plug those directly into our storage system, or a brand new storage system. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this furnace McJobby here, and we are going to plonk it there, and we're now going to put an export cable into that, and we are going to use some of this wood in order to whitelist that And that export cable is then hopefully going to run the wood into there. It's doing it. And we're creating power. We are now generating energy. Okay, this is good news. We now have 4 combustion generators, which should over time start filling up with the oak wood logs that we get from these. You can see there's no oak wood logs in there at all. That has 63 in, so it is keeping up at the moment, but we might need to add a few more trees to this collection. But that now means that we are now storing energy, at least in the first 2 of these things. Well, I've decided to go down the route of getting some energy cables, and the only ones I can find in this pack that look like they're going to do the job are these energy cables here from the cyclic mob, or these bundle cables, which are referred to online as a pretty good thing early game. Now, they do cost obsidian, which is obviously easy for us, and brick stairs of all things. So I've been smelting up a whole bunch of clay in here in order to get us some bricks, and it's not just these bricks. Oh no. I have done all of these bricks as well. So we're going to make a whole bunch of stairs. We're going to make a whole bunch of cables. And hopefully these cables will allow us to transfer some energy around our brand new network. How do we get the power out of the battery? Who knows? Anyway, right. Let's not muck about with the battery for now. Then we'll forget that idea. We don't actually need it. Let's run our power cable along the back here like this. And let's put our first manufactory there. And we're going to put the hopper underneath it like we did before, and we're going to have that going into a chest. We've got our chest, we've got our hopper. Now we need an input into this thing, and we're going to be doing what with it? Oh, that's right, we are going to be crushing coal or pulverized coal. Oh, geez. Coal into pulverized coal, and then we need the pulverized coal into graphite dust. Jeez. So we're going to need a couple of different manufactories for this. We could probably link them all together and do it all as one automated process. That should be easy enough to do. Okay, we put our coal in the hopper. That then goes into there. Now what we need to do is move the outputs around. So if we click on that and click on that, we want the output to go out to the left. That is then hopefully going to then import items in here from the right, which means it can then output those below it into a hopper. So let's put a hopper and a chest below this, and that should then send that pulverized coal into there, which of course it's not doing. Why would it do that? That's too easy. Oh, it looks like we can't have both of those next to each other, which is quite annoying. Right, okay. Then can we use a pipe? I have finally managed to get items to transfer from one of these blocks to the other. I managed to do it with some item cables, but not just the cable. I've actually had to use this item extraction cable, which means I need a dropper and a weighted pressure plate. It's a nightmare. So I've now got, well, the wrong item because I've run out of coal, but just to test it, items going out of that slot there into this one here, which now means that we're creating silicon, which we don't actually need right now. We will need that in the future, which means that we can now put a chest with a hopper underneath here. Jeez, this is hard work. Right, no, missed. I'll try and get it in the right place, mate. So if I put that down there, we should be starting to get that in there. Now what we need is a lot of coal, which we don't have many of. So we need an infinite supply of coal. Oh, goody. Now we can't actually get an infinite supply of coal directly because the coal trees actually give us mini coal, which we then have to manually craft. Now we could make an auto crafter to craft it into coal, but there is another way that I think we can do this. We know that our oak wood will burn in a furnace to create charcoal, which I believe will probably give us pulverized coal as well if we're very lucky. So let's grab some charcoal. Let's put it inside this machine and let's see what happens. It went, where did it go? Jeez, we need to take that out of there. Did it just disappear? Did it glitch out? What happened to, what? Let's try that again. We'll take our charcoal. We'll put it in there. And nothing. No, it won't. Oh yeah, there we go. Look, it's doing it. That was weird. And it gives us something. Come on, open up. Nothing at all because there's stuff in the way. Okay, right, let's try again. Charcoal back in there. What does it actually create? Pulverized charcoal. Which then surely we can put inside this machine to make the no, it won't go in. Okay. So pulverized charcoal's no good, so we need actual coal. Oh, jeez. I'm getting lost down another rabbit hole here. According to this, I can make an auto crafter using some purple dye. Now, we've got a little bit of red dye here. Blue dye is just lapis. We need a crafting table. We need some purple dye. And then we can just make an auto crafter, apparently. So the reason I want an auto crafter... Ooh, and it... Really? This is just going to craft stuff. Maybe it needs electricity. But yeah, we can then feed our coal trees, like we're doing with these ones here, into an auto crafter and get them to craft that. So if I was to put that there, it gets power. It's taking in pulverized charcoal for some reason, which we don't want it to do. They must have been stored in those pipes. We don't want that at all. Things around here are getting a little bit technical. We now have another couple of trees providing wood to our combustion engines, and you can see each one of those is absolutely full, but we don't have anything running yet, so that's probably why. We've also got 8 coal trees running in here, and they've got double chests underneath rather than the crates, because we need to actually store the resin and the acorns in order to craft coal. The other items that come through are obviously the oak wood, which are now getting diverted to the furnaces as well as sticks and saplings and the mini bits of coal, which we're actually then sending to these trash voids. So all of the saplings, all of the leaves, all the sticks, and all of the little mini bits of coal are all getting sent through these export pipes to trash. So we're only getting the items we want. And the reason we're doing that is we don't want these chests to fill up with the wrong items and stop our trees from being able to process. So now what we need to be able to do is run an export pipe into our auto crafter, like so, and then bring it. Oh, we need some more cables. Jeez, this is getting very complicated. So we need to bring our storage cable over from there down to here like that. And now what we can do is configure this to allow the right items through. So we need the resin and the acorns in there. One there like that and one there like that, and they should start now flooding through into this machine here. And now this machine is full of electricity, which is wonderful, and hopefully this will be able to craft these items for us. So the coal recipe when you're using acorns is like this: the resin in the corners in the middle and the acorns around the outside. So I think all I got to do is replicate that in the crafting table here, and it should start crafting those for us, I believe, if it's got acorns. And there we go. Wow, and it's fast as well. So it's a little bit slow getting the items in there. We're only getting at the minute the coal resin through. So I think it would be a good idea to get some upgrades on these pipes so we can get those coal items in there a bit faster. And then what we need to do is get the coal out of here and into here. Jeez, this is complicated. And here we go. This thing is now fully automated. We have the auto crafter crafting the coal. It's being taken out of there so quickly by this pipe, though, that it's all going into here, which is wonderful. And then it is going straight into our other manufactory and getting turned into graphite dust, which is coming into here. Well, it's actually going up there for some reason. But yes, this thing is working. Now, I am going to attempt to put a couple of speed upgrades in each of these things. If I can actually grab them into my inventory, that would be nice. And see if we can get this going a little bit faster. I mean, we don't need it loads faster, but we've got quite a lot of coal in there. And yeah, it's keeping up with itself pretty well. We've got loads of energy. Oh, and I pressed the wrong button there. We didn't want to do that. There we go. We've got loads and loads of energy in this thing. We're certainly not running out of fuel anytime soon. Although, yeah, that's gone quite low down now that we are now sucking many, many items out of there. Jeez. But we've got a big backup of logs as well. We've got logs in most of these boxes. Look, there's 32 in there, 49 in there, 22. We've got logs in all of these. This is really good news. We're probably not generating quite enough coal. We could probably do with some, speed upgrades on this thing. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Although somehow we got pulverized coal in there. I think that was when I was messing about with that. So let's drop the pulverized coal into there. And off we go. We're now generating lots and lots of graphite dust. Do you know what, peeps? We've got a problem. The problem is this keeps backing up because it fills full of acorns and then the other stuff can't get in there, so the whole thing just stops running. And the other problem is we have just a huge mess of a base. We've got all of these bonsai trees we no longer need. We've got all of these ones that all need automating. We've got random stuff everywhere. We've got these big storage containers in our way. We need to get organized. We need to get sorted, but there is no time in this episode left to do that. So I'm going to aim for the next episode to get as much progress done in actually making a decent infrastructure as possible. So on that note, I will sadly say thank you all very much for watching this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope you're learning something from this Let's Play and that you are enjoying following me in my quest to learn it all. Anyway, hopefully you are enjoying it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!